top wheels, okay, are 14 inches in diameter. Okay. Also, when you load a blade in here, we have our teeth pointing down. Anybody have an idea why we have the teeth pointing down when we load this? Henry doesn't get to answer, he knows. Okay. There's two forces. Okay? Think of it this way. What force is, we're talking science and physics here. What force is pushing down on you right now?
Gravity.
Gravity. Okay? That's one force. What's another force that you have to, when you walk across carpet? You have to, it's
Friction.
Right? Friction. Here, this is essentially a form of friction. Okay, that's going through. As it pushes it down, that blade down and the teeth down, one, all the sawdust will come out through the bottom, and two, it's pushing pressure down onto your material and pushing it flat to the table. So it's easier, so it doesn't, you don't want to have that happen. Those happen back there a lot of times, people don't do it right, you hear it bounce on the table. Now, what's our unit? How far away from any blade or moving part do our hands need to be? 3 inches. Good job, Alex. 3 inches from any moving part. Now, to set this up, this is the one machine that you have to set up before you work on it, before you push start. Okay? You have 2 knobs over here on the side. That's the only 2 you should ever touch. You have one on the side, one on the back. This is the only one on the back you should touch. Very rarely do you touch the tensioner. Okay? I have it pretty tight. You're going to loosen this up, lefty loosey, righty tighty, and you're going to rotate the silver knob up. Now this is a guide as well as your safety guard. Okay? Right now, this is not good. You want this to be an 1/8 to 1/4 inch above your material. So you're going to slide your material next to that blade, you're going to rock it down. Oh, that looks pretty good there, and we'll lock it in place. The reason why I have it close like that is so that blade won't be able to walk as much. Sometimes you get it to where, I know this blade right here is dull. You'll hear it when I cut. It has a tendency to move, okay? Have like a snake action to it, slither. You don't want that, that's unsafe. The other thing is if you have it here, these bearings will help keep it in line. Okay, that's why I adjust them like monthly. Alright, so blade points down, you're working through that, you go from here. Now I'm going to cut this outside curve right here. This is for your push stick. So some of you that are done with your cutting board and have turned it in, most of you should be done with that, working on finishing up your cutting board. You those turned in the next couple of days. I do have some that we can glue up for those that are remote learning. I do have some more sticks and stuff like that. Then, while you're waiting for that to dry, you can start working on your push stick, which you guys should be able to get done this week into next week. So you have work to do. Okay, I'll get the patterns out. You guys can just find some scrap wood on that end and cut them out. Pretty simple little project. This is a good way to practice as well. So this is a little of our push sticks. We're going to cut this top part, a little bit of an angle, a little arc, and then I'm also going to finish cutting this out, which is the inside. So outside and inside arcs. Okay? So we'll cut the outside first. I'll turn this on, let it come to full speed. Pretty quiet machine. You hear it? Now I'm going to stand out a little bit to the side. Again, my hands don't get in line with that blade, and I'm going to rotate my hand, rotate this over. Okay? Now if you look, you actually heard it, and you smell it. Okay? Yeah, that blade's pretty dull. Okay, it should be a lot cleaner cut than that. Now when we cut, I'm going to try to get this a little closer. We are not going to take the line. You want to leave your line so you have something to sand to, because we have multiple sanders in the back we're going to use, something to sand to throughout the day. Okay, so we're going to come here. Okay, I'm taking all those drums out, pull that out of there. Now, to make this cut, you heard how it bogged down and almost shut off? That's too much of an angle to cut. Right? And I have the wider blades in here too, so you can't make a real tight angle. So what you're going to do is what's called relief cuts. Okay? These are mainly for inside curves. You can do relief cuts. You can do it for outside. You have to see all these out here. I'm going to make one up here. So, what's going to happen is I'm going to go through, I'm going to make these lines. Multiple lines on the board. Cut them. To the line, not through the line. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to go through and cut this whole arc out. Probably into here too. Might go more there. Okay, so all this material will fall out. Okay? So watch how I do this. So I'll turn this on. Okay, so now I have all my relief cuts in here. I'm going to come back through and cut this arc out, leaving the line. So really what I was doing here is I was cutting with the grain, which is ripping. So it's ripping. Now I'm going to cross cut it. So we're going to start here. Work the way about it. Again, my hands are nowhere near that blade. And you'll see chunks start flying off. Wait for it to come to a complete stop before I grab those straps out of there. So now, if you look, you'll see exactly where I cut that, and I have bumps and cuts and stuff. Don't worry about it. You're going to go to the back, we're going to run through some of those sanders on the table in the back there in the corner, and they're going to smooth this all out for you, so you don't have to worry about all that. Now that it's up, I'm going to take my scraps, pick them up, throw them in the box. If you are done, you're going to go through, loosen this up, put that guide all the way down. Okay, again, we want to protect it so people don't hit the blade, or even while it's mostly moving, don't put your hand in front of it or hit it with it, because obviously you're going to go get stitches. Okay? Maintain your margin of safety as well. Okay? Go forth and make a mess. We clean up at 11:35. Go to work.